When you're in Notebooklm, what you're going to do is you're going to want to create a notebook. And each notebook is like a collection of everything that you want on a specific topic. Now, the cool thing is you can add multiple sources here, and that's what we're going to do now. And the sources you can add here, when you click Add Source, you're going to get this pop-up screen. And this allows you to upload sources. So you can actually upload PDFs. So maybe you have a PDF, text, markdown. You can even upload audio, and it will transcribe that audio for you, which is really helpful. And then the other sources you can add are Google Docs and Google Slides. One of the nice things about adding a Google Doc is a Google Doc is going to be updated in real time. So if you make a change to a Google Doc, then the most accurate information is going to be available in your notebook. And that's different from a PDF because a PDF is a static document. And when you upload that, then it's only going to be based on what was in that PDF at the time. You can also add a website or YouTube here, and you will just paste in the link. Now, you can't get every URL, and that's okay. I'm going to show you how to get around that. But unfortunately, you can't paste multiple URLs as well. So you need to do it one at a time. And the second thing here is YouTube. So you can paste a YouTube video, and it basically takes the text transcript, public YouTube videos, and it will be able to transcribe that. So this is a great way to learn about a new topic. And I'm going to show you an example of that in a second. And lastly, on the source here, you can paste copied text. So you can paste your text in here, and this can be quite long. You can have up to 50 different sources on the free plan that you can add into this. And basically, as I said, what this is, you can give it a title here. And if you don't give it a title, then what will happen is it will take the first source and it will pull whatever the title is from that document and create that for you. But you can always go up and edit it here. The important thing to understand with Notebooklm is that each notebook is going to have a specific focus. So if let's say you're a creator and you're creating a specific YouTube video on a specific topic, then you'd want to do your research all in one notebook and keep that together, and then start a new notebook if you have a different topic. So that's a way to organize it, and eventually you're going to have lots of different notebooks. All right, so in this case, what we're going to do is let's add some sources, and I'm going to learn about a topic that I don't know that much about, and it's called Webflow. And so what you can do is you can search in Google, and this is interesting, learn Webflow. And then if you do this modifier file type PDF, it will only return PDF files. Okay. So these are all PDF files. As you can see, it's got a little PDF icon here. And one of the reasons is because I want to use this as an example. So this is a 200-page ebook on Webflow. It goes about visual design, designing for the web, the design process, all that kind of good stuff. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to download that here, and I will download this to my downloads folder. And what we're going to do is we're going to add that as a source. So I'm going to add this as a source, and I'm going to choose a file, and I'm going to open right here, Webflow PDF. So now it's scanning this entire 200-page PDF about designing websites, okay? And you'll see here it takes the title from the title of the book. So not what I called it, but the actual title of the book. And you can change this if you want, but let's just leave it at that for now. Webflow. If I wanted to learn Webflow, maybe I'd want to write an article, Webflow tutorial, and we'll get absolute beginner's guide. That sounds good. Let's look at this page, and I'll copy this URL. This looks like a nice detailed blog post that explains about that. And so let's add that as a source. So this I'm going to add from a website here. And let's go find some more sources. So with AI, one of the principles is what you put in, the quality of what you put in will affect what you get out. And this, I'm just going to look at this site. So this site seems to be more of a sales page. I'm not going to add that as a site, but you can actually copy and paste things as well. Webflow versus Figma, right? So maybe I should learn a little bit about which is better. So I can take this URL, okay, when to use them, and I'm going to add that into my document here. And I also noticed that there's going to be some videos on YouTube. So this is a tutorial, flow tutorial. Okay, let's grab a couple of YouTube videos. So I'm just going to grab the link and come back, and let's add a couple sources in here from YouTube. And what's great about this is you can add multiple sources, right? So these sources are all based around a very tight topic, right? About learning this new software. Okay. And let's add this one as well. So let's put this in here, YouTube. All right. So now I've got all these different sources here. And let's say that I wanted to add a Google Doc. I'm just going to add a Google Doc here. And this is going to give me some Google Docs. And let's say that I wanted to add this copy of the landing page challenge. So now I've got all of these, and this is, I should say this is view only because this was just a copy. So that wasn't a Google Doc that I created. But we've got all these sources here, and this is really key. So next we're going to get to the chat and the studio, and let's see what we can learn as we go here. All right, so I added some more sources to this. And one interesting thing that you can do with, again, multiple sources is you can say, where do these sources disagree? And as I said, Notebooklm is really good at organizing and comparing different sources and finding commonalities between them and things like that. This is interesting. So this is breaking down where these sources disagree. And this is a great way to learn, because then you can dig more into these different elements. And imagine having to go through all these videos to find that. Let's do another one. Does uploading in 4K give your video a boost? Okay. And again, I'm asking all these different sources. So I'm getting from a wide range of different sources what they think. And so there might be some disagreement on this. We'll just have to see. Okay. So it didn't give any information on that. So none of these sources really talked about that. And this is a good counterpoint to ChatGPT, because ChatGPT would give me an answer for that, but it might just make something up. So that's important to recognize as well. But this is a huge pro tip, finding where these sources agree, which sources agree and which disagree. So that can be really powerful for your Notebooklm experience. All right, so I want to give you a real pro tip here. And let's say you don't know very much about a topic first, then a great place to start is Perplexity. Now, Perplexity AI, this, you can just do a new thread. And unlike ChatGPT, this is going to be actually up to date in real time. So it searches the internet, and I've been using this a lot more than Google. If I'm just curious about something, or I want to know about something. What I love about Perplexity AI is it can take a lot of different opinions and sources and very easily give you a concise summary. And there's a few different options here. You can just do deep research, auto, pro search, reasoning with R1. This is DeepSeek, and reasoning with O3 Mini. So let's just do auto. And let's just say that I wanted to, this will give you some different suggestions of what people are looking for now. But let's just say I want to learn how to use Webflow. What are some sources you can recommend? And I spelled that wrong, but That's okay. So as you can see, it's going to pull up some information here and it's going to collate this information for me, right? It will give me some very good ideas. And there's actually a community forum, right? So that's pretty interesting as well, because I might be able to pull some of that into my my source. And it also says engage with Reddit's subreddit web design and web dev communities. And then you can add some different, it will give you some related searches down here. Okay. And this is a good one. So how can I get started with Webflow if I have no prior experience? And so it will find a path for me to do this. So this is a great way to get started. So what is this made in Webflow? So I'm going to click this and see what this source is about. Okay, 5 resources to learn Webflow like a pro. So this is actually made in Webflow. So let's go check this out here. So I guess these are all made with Webflow, and you can join this community here. There's actually templates. There's a lot of cool stuff that you can do. But this is a great, you can just start a new thread here. This is a great thing if you don't know what something is, right? So Perplexity is a fantastic tool for exploring a brand new topic to give you some context of where you can start and maybe some basic principles about it. So when you're searching, it's going to pull some of these different topics here, different sources, and you can see where each of these reference is here. But you can also just copy the text. Let's say I wanted to copy this text. I can copy this message. And I can copy it just default or without the citations. And so let's copy it without the citations. And we're going to add this as a source. So we're going to copy the text in here. And this is basically the markdown text that we got from Perplexity. So now we've got that all in there. And if you want to, with your sources here, if you click into any of the sources, then you'll see just a little bit about that particular source, and it will give you a little AI generated guide. This little stars here is showing that it's an AI generated guide. And you can also here with this button here, you can remove a source or rename it. And if it's just pasted text, I'm going to say Perplexity suggestions. Okay. And then it makes it a little bit clearer what each of these things are. Okay. And that's just good practice if you're going to be coming back to this, because with certain things that you might research in Google Notebook LM, you might be coming back to it and you might want to not want to click in and see what everything is.